Hello everyone, I am back and healthy, recovering nicely from the coronavirus. Thanks all so much for your kind words and for checking in on me. I've had actually this particular episode written for a long time, and I'm happy that I finally have my voice so that I can record it.
I'm Al Worden. I'm 85 years old. I flew on Apollo 15 in July of 1971 for a 2-week, rather nice flight to the moon.
On March 18th this year, we lost someone very dear to all of us in the space community, Al Worden. I loved Al very much. He was the spunkiest, most fun, and most dedicated person I've ever met. He worked regularly with the Back to Space team, and he actually became a mentor to our student ambassadors. Hearing the news about Al was absolutely shocking and heartbreaking. How could someone so full of life pass away? I'm sure that all of you can agree that whoever he came in contact with was touched in the best kind of way. It really shook me to my core, and I'm sure it did to all of you as well. As a response, over the last couple of weeks, we have compiled all the footage of Al we took for the last 3 years in something like a tribute video. And our student ambassadors say a few words about their favorite memories with Al. First, let's start with who Al was and how he got to where he went. I asked him in an interview if he always wanted to be an astronaut. This was his answer.
What I really want to do is be the best test pilot in the world. So I followed a career path that took me in that direction. I had applied for the astronaut program back in 1964 when they had the selection process. I was told that since I was already scheduled and ordered on the exchange duty with the RAF that they wouldn't consider me then. And I figured, well, I'd be too old by the time it rolled around again. So I never really gave it much of a thought. In December of '65, NASA published a request for applicants for the space program. And I thought, you know, everything I've done to be a test pilot is something that's needed for the astronaut program. So yeah, I'll throw my name in the ring and just see what happens. And I got selected. That's how I got in. But I never thought about it before. Never gave it much of a thought. It was not something that was on the front burner. It was not something that I said, when I was a little kid, I looked at the sky and I said, oh, I'm going to be an astronaut, right? I never thought about that. I'm just a pilot. Just want to fly.
So let's talk about a couple of my favorite things about Al. First of all, his sense of humor. He always, without fail, made me laugh.
My wife divorced me before I could fly. That was a kind of an interesting thing because there was this thing about all astronauts are all-American Boy Scouts, and they never did anything wrong, and they wouldn't fool around at all, ever. No, yeah, right, no. We don't want to get into that, but anyway, but I flew as a bachelor, which made certain things available to me that I would not have had available if I'd been married. What was hard to get used to, trying to live with 2 other guys for 4.5 days in a vehicle that's about the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. And people have asked me many times about being lonely in space while I'm waiting on those 2 guys and they're down on the surface, and I say, heck no. I was so glad to get rid of them after 4.5 days, I couldn't believe it. And I thoroughly enjoyed the freedom and the space that I had when they were gone. Thank you very much.
And his passion.
I think we need to understand just how serious this whole business is. In my mind, the whole purpose of the space program is to give us the capability to go somewhere when we can't live here anymore. That might be 5 billion years down the road, but it's going to happen someday. We know that. And I guarantee you, a doctor or an attorney or an accountant is not going to build the stuff that'll get us there. It's going to take an engineer with a lot of background and a lot of information, a lot of knowledge to build the kind of devices, to build the propulsion systems, to build the life support systems that are going to get us somewhere else. And we're going to see that very rapidly as we develop systems that are going to take us to Mars, because that's going to be a very tough thing to do.
You don't get anywhere unless you take risks. And when you take risks, you run into the possibility that things are going to happen that you don't want to happen. The space program is no different. Aviation is no different. We had a fire at the Cape in 1967, January 67, that took the lives of 3 guys sitting inside a spacecraft. That same week, at Edwards, California, at the Flight Test Center, 3 pilots were killed testing new airplanes and nobody ever heard about it. So a lot of this is a function of the media and how they see it and how they want to report it. But you're not going to advance the way we'd like to advance unless you take the risk. So when you take risks, you're gonna risk lives, and it's well worth it, because the end result of all of this is that we're gonna figure out a place to go when we can't live here anymore, and we got to do that. I'm on my soapbox, and I'll get off it.
And his views on the future.
I have a different view of space exploration than most people. I don't care where we go. I don't care if we go back to the moon. I don't care if we go to an asteroid. I don't care if we go to Mars. What's important about space exploration is the development of the capability to do those things. And as we advance in the technology and we develop the capability of go to places like Mars, that technology then filters down through commercial industry in this country, and it becomes the springboard for our companies to do very well and be very successful. And you can trace that back to the Apollo program.
We truly lost an American hero, and I still have not accepted this to be truth. It happened so abruptly, but luckily I was able to spend some time with him, and more importantly, he was able to spend some time with our student ambassadors. To wrap this all up, here are their tributes to Al Worden.
Hi guys, it's Ambassador Chris Franklin. Hearing that Al Worden passed this last week was really sad. What a loss to his family, this country, and to Back to Space. All of us ambassadors really enjoyed getting to spend some time with him, and we really saw his humility, his passion for spaceflight, and his passion for inspiring the next generation.
Al Worden was an amazing person. He had the credentials. He was an astronaut. He was the whole package, test flight pilot, but he was also had the personality and the kindness to back it up. He really just enjoyed talking with you, and you could have good conversations with him. And he had a sense of humor that made it really fun to have a conversation with him as well. I remember just enjoying every moment that I had to talk with Al Worden, and I don't know, basically every memory I have with Al Worden is a good memory.
Hi, my name is Katie Mulry, and I'm a student ambassador with Back to Space. Last year I had the incredible opportunity to meet Al Worden. We met him at our gala event in October with all of the ambassadors and spent a day traveling around the city, interviewing him at a high school and at our gala event. I also had the opportunity to share a meal with him as some of the Dallas area ambassadors after one of our other events went and got barbecue together. It was incredible being able to sit down and share a meal with this great American hero and to hear about his travels in the past, but also what he was doing right now. It just was so wonderful to meet somebody who was an astronaut and who shares the dream that I have to travel in space. And I'm just so thankful to have had the opportunity to spend time with such a hero.
Thanks everyone so much for tuning in. We love Al Worden and will miss him tremendously. Thank you for watching, and leave a comment about your favorite Al Worden memory.